What up? What up? Welcome in everybody to another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we always start this show by being transparent, and I remain ice cold as the best bet for the show was a disaster. Bucks team total under 117 and a half. They scored 146 ends up being the most points that the Knicks have given up all season, and that's how things have been going for me lately. So once again, gotta try to bounce back here today, and a lot of games to choose from to do so. One thing I will shout out is a lot of people from the chat, and that's why we come and do this every day. A lot of good information was shared. So, best bets from the chat. I didn't get every single one, but and I should have honestly now thinking about it, going back, I did have a couple in the comments that I didn't keep track of, but um, from now on, everybody in the comments after the show, I'll go back and record those best bets as well that you guys are sharing. But the only loser I think was Munaf. He agreed with me that he liked the Knicks and under. Same kind of way that I was looking. It didn't work out. But Tim, he liked Nurkic under 11 and a half points. That was a winner. Lit Picks and Raven Ron. They both like Dame over 25 and a half points. That was a winner. My guy Saturated. He liked Illinois plus 2.5. Outright winner. Justin. He liked Grand Canyon plus 2.5. Outright winner. A lot of good information. And then one more here, and this is the one I'm a little bit iffy and confused, but I think it was a winner, and it was Bryce. Bryce, you got to let me know. Was Middleton rebounds? Because if it was rebounds under 4.5, then it was a winner. If it was assists, it was a loser. I didn't mark rebounds or assists, but I marked Middleton 4.5. I think it was rebounds though. So that would be a winner as well. So shout out to y'all in the chat. Bring a lot of good information to the show every day. And that's why I always tell you I'm thankful for you guys coming and us doing what we do here. All of us versus the bookies. And love to see that from everybody out there. Let's take a look at the chat right now. Nathan says he's first, back in first, and give Boofer some hell now. And he cashed on the Lake Show, it looks like. So nice call there. What up, Jamal, Markel, Bryce Miller? There he goes. He could let me know. Oh, he played over. It was over. He said, "Damn, um, sorry about that." But we'll get back to it today. Hello, Miss Tasha. Hoover says that doesn't look like a cougar shirt. How am I gonna know what time it is? And he says only loser, Munaf, of course. If you guys are new, we have a good time here in Boofer. You'll learn how Boofer is. It's always a good time, always laugh, and he don't mean nothing. He pokes fun at everybody. But a couple more comments before we get to today. Bryce also asking if we're landing at 17 with the Cougars tonight. I'm not gonna break down the game, but hey man, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They've only failed to cover one first half. So why are we not on the first half again? I got 16 and a half. I still think 17 and a half. I will still take it. What up, Matt P? Dr. Shilly. It's nice to see you in the chat again today. Timothy, what's going on, brother? Titan CT, appreciate you tuning in. What up, Net? And Raven Ron says trifecta at the Dame over to over 230 and Bucks -5. So nice call there. I did keep track of that Dame that you shouted out before you dipped out. So nice call. You and Lip Picks, both you guys. Shout out on that Dame 15 and a half, or 25 and a half. Dr. Shilly, you got it. Finally telling till it fails. I'm probably gonna tell it till it fails twice in a row, and then I'll consider hopping off. But yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And Markel says he got 15 and a half. Cougar World. So y'all already know what to do. Y'all already know what time it is, even though I'm not wearing a shirt. So we got a lot of NBA games today. A lot of stuff to talk out here. All of these teams have rest. And let's see if we can find some ways to make money on today's slate. Tossed away here yesterday. All the things I kept track of. And let's get to today. So first game up, we'll have 563, 564, Orlando Magic and Cleveland Cavaliers. Game open -4.5. Still see -4 most places. 4.5 at Circa Superbook in South Point. Total open 222.5. and it's up as high as 225 at Caesars. Injury report here, and let me hit the refresh button. So for the Magic, Jonathan Isaac game time decision continue to be without Wendell Carter Jr. and Markel Fultz. For Cleveland, Dean Wade is game time decision. Ty Jerome out, Karis LeVert out, and Rubio out. When I look at how these teams have been playing lately, well, first let's get to this. Cleveland, they haven't been, playing up to my expectations so far this year. Um, They're so far 2-6 as a home favorite, 3-10 as a favorite in general. So not taking care of business in games that they're supposed to. That's something not to like for them. But their defense has stepped it up lately. Last 5 games, they're the number one defensive rated team. Looking at the Magic, they've been point spread darling, right? They've covered 8 of their last 10. As long as they've had rest, they're 13-3 against the spread, 5-3 as a road dog on the season. Specifically in this point spread range, +3 to +6, they've covered every single game, 7-0. They've been the better offensive team the last 5 games. They're ninth compared to 24th for Cleveland. They've been the better rebounding team. They're the second best rebounding team in the league in that last 5 game span. So why do we lay with the Cavs here if they've shown us that they are not capable of winning by margin when they're supposed to? All Orlando's done has cash tickets. If they're the better offense, the better rebounding team, why can't they stay in this game and keep it respectable, if not win? So I'm leaning towards the Magic here. Full game. First half can't talk you off either. We know that's been good. First half margin for them +6.5 compared to -0.2. So only way I would look is the Magic side, whether you go early or often. And as far as the total, I do know the Magic have been playing more over games. They're fourth in pace the last 5 games. They've gone over 7 of their last 8. Cavs, they are playing a little bit of tempo. They're 11th, but they've gone under 4 of their last 5 games, and that goes back to if they are going to win, it's going to be with their defense. Number one defensive rated team last 5 games, 24th offensive rated team. So to see them as a favorite here, um, I mean, I guess it's a little bit of a correlation. The Magic are more than capable of playing defense too, but as of right now, the way that Cavs offenses look, if they're going to win this game, if you like that Cavs side, I think you like it under. Um, and I like the Magic side, so I feel like it can go either way. So I'll stay off of the total, but if I'm playing the side, it's absolutely Magic first half or Magic full game. I can't get there with the Cavs here. Let's see what the chat likes in this game. Scroll back up here. Let's see. Let's see. What up? What up? I've been reminding everybody to hit the like button. Titan CT likes the Magic as well. Miles says, no worries, Key. In season tourney's been wild, unpredictable. We know it'll be a successful season overall. I'm not worried. I appreciate those words, but I'm not worried either. Like I've said before, I think as of right now, I might be down 8.2 units, somewhere around there. And we got what, 7 months left, so somewhere around that range. And if you look at the last 2 seasons at this point, I was doing a lot worse than I'm doing right now. And I ended up profitable in both. So I'm not worried. Still a long way to go, like you said, but I do want to get back on track. I'm not comfortable losing, and I don't like losing other people money. So let's get to it. Tariq says everyone's on the Magic. Cavs would need to win. Anthony thinks that the Cavs need a new coach. Jamrock, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I can't talk you off of that first half. Saturated. Going back to yesterday, did anyone get a count on how many stitches Durant had last night? I know he got 30. What up, S. Warrior? Boofer reminding us that Magic are 6-3 ATS on the road. Brian coming in saying first half Magic. Justin, what up, brother? I did give you a shout out at the beginning of the show. You cashed your, I think it was with Grand Canyon, it was +2.5. I did toss the paper over to the side just because we're done with it for today, but nice call from you yesterday. I remember you sharing. Boofer says Cleveland 3-8 ATS at home. Mel already sharing his best bet, going for some hockey. Jack Eichel over 3.5 shots on goal. Blues give up a ton of shots. Appreciate you sharing. And after this game, I'm going to mention something about this. Actually, I'll mention it now. The party guy trend is on this game, but it is like when they're playing Vegas again, only 4-4. Like it's 50%. So I'm going to be staying off of the party guy trend for today, and I will get back on it the next game. But appreciate you sharing, Mel. Saturated like Wagner over 5.5 rebounds plus 120. Dan thinks the wrong team is favored here. I mean, I'm not laying with the Cavs. They haven't shown me that they're capable of winning by margin. Why would I expect them to here? What's different about this game? Yeah, Bryce Miller. I can't wait for when we get them games that actually I know everybody cares and it means something. It's no bullshit in between. It's no who's going to show up today. We know what's going to happen, so we'll get there. Appreciate you, Ty, reminding everybody to hit the like button. Definitely helps out the show. I'm seeing everybody on Magic. Raven Ron likes the Magic as well. And there was a comment up a little higher that said, everybody's on the Magic, thinking he wants to fade the public here. Dr. Shilly says taking Donovan Mitchell under. Suggs has done extremely well on defense this season. Yes, sir. Saturated. Nice call from you too. I gave you credit as well to start the show. I did see that plus 2.5 cash for you as well. What was it, 98.83, something like that? Nice call. What up, Chef Jeff? So everybody's liking the Magic here. Only way that I can look, I didn't get to the window yet, but whether it's first half full game, only way I'm looking to bet this game. All right. Let's move over to the next game on the slate. That's 565, 566. Memphis and Detroit opened up Grizzlies -1. They're now a 2-point favorite as a consensus. Total open 218.5. We're looking at 220s pretty much everywhere. As far as the injury report, Brandon Clark is out, along with Luke Kennard, Arabia, John Morant, Marcus Smart. For Detroit, they'll be without well, actually, Bagley is game time decision, along with Joe Harris, but Bagley is probable. Joe Harris is doubtful, and then Monty Morris is out. So this one, I feel like is a very simple, thought process for me. I'm not in a game where you just got to pick them. I'm not betting Detroit. Detroit has lost what 17 games in a row. What reason do we have to look towards the Pistons here? I get Case said he's tired of losing, but they got to show me something on the court. Lately, they've been the better offensive team than the Grizzlies. On the season, they do shoot the three better and defend the three better, but I don't like anything I'm seeing from Detroit. At least from this Memphis team, they've started to play a little bit better, right? Let's see, they've only won 5 games on the season. They've won 2 of their last 3 games though. The one loss was the second of a back to back. So I think they can start trending upwards a little bit. And why would I back a team to win straight up when they've lost 17 in a row? Memphis, top 5 defensive rated team in the last 5 games. Uh, Definitely going to trust them on that side of the floor more than Detroit. They've been the better rebounding team. If they can rebound, if they can defend, I think they win this game. I think Detroit goes to 18 losses in a row. Like I always say, don't catch the falling knife when teams are on that win streak. Whatever the opposite of that is, we're not doing it with Detroit. We're not backing them. So it's Memphis or pass for me. And as far as the total is concerned, I was thinking a little bit more towards the under. Let me just take another look here. Open 218.5 and it's gone up. I disagree. If I'm liking the Memphis side, they're playing a little bit slower. And like I said, they're going to be winning with their defense. Top 5 defensive rated team last 5 games. The worst offensive rated team on the season, the worst 3-point shooting team in the league, but also the worst defending the three. Grizzlies have went under 6 of their last 7 games and have went under 5 of the last 7 meetings versus the Pistons. So would only look towards Grizzlies or under. Not sure that I get to the window with either, but definitely not Detroit. Absolutely not Detroit. Let's take a look at the chat. Let's see what you guys like. What up, Munaf? Nice to have you tuning in. Let's see. Marcelo, it's not my fault this time. I'm not hitting the mute button. So it must be on your end. Brian says, isn't this a fade Memphis away? I mean, Detroit is a fade, period. Bryce says Grizzlies are nothing. Boofer says a lot of people coming in 5 minutes late asking questions Ski answered in the first 5 minutes. So Boofer's telling everybody to get here on time. Jamrock says Grizzlies tired of losing too. I would agree. Dr. Shirley says it's simple. The thought process should be the Pistons are ass. And let's see. I don't know how to say this name. Dono, the last one says that yeah, they lost 17 in a row, but they've covered their last two. I mean, Grizzlies have won two of their last three. We're asking the team to win this game. It's no covering. The point spread is one. Dream says Pistons different team with bogey ski, but agree they got to show something. Oh, you're right. He is lifted off the injury report. I didn't notice it because I don't see him listed in the starting lineup. But Bogdanovich, good call out there, Dream. It does make a difference for this Pistons team, but they still, like you said, still got to show me something. Net thinks the Pistons will win here, but knowing bogey's in is a little bit more to keep me off of Grizzlies. Not that I wanted to run to the window with the Grizzlies, but let's see, a couple more comments. What is this one? Isaac says, Ski, you should remake the show with you, Joe Rob, and the great legend Finn. Those old school videos. Yeah, that's another OG crew. OG crew from Wager Talk. Um, let's see what I can do. I'm not sure that it'll work. I know Joe is extremely busy, and we'll see what I can do though. I do think that is a good idea. I did enjoy that show a lot. Hell of a lot. I'll do a story time with Ski real quick while we're on it. You know, you get one of these at least per show. So we'll make it right now. You guys are, I'm not gonna say blame because it's been successful for me too. Between Joe Ranieri and Yanni are the reasons why I started to bet a little bit more volume. And I'm gonna start with Joe because of the comment. But Joe, that show when we first started, I was still working at the post office, and I would go and do the show afterwards when I was done. But long story short, I would come on the show, I would give my opinions about all these games. I would bet one of the games, and I would come back the next day. The one game that I bet lost, and Joe's giving me a hard time. He's like, "Hey, Ski, nice." Like he's egging me on. He's like, "Nice call, Ski. You had this. You had." He's like, "Oh wait, you didn't take him." Oh, he's like, just talking shit the way that Joe does. So he kind of bullied me into starting to look at, I'm capping these games correctly. I'm talking about all of them. Why am I not betting them? So between that and seeing Yanni have success betting and what he said about when you have an edge, you bet it. I believe in that. And that is why I'm betting a little bit more volume nowadays. So that's a story time with Ski for today. A couple more comments before we keep it moving here. Um Munaf like Spain points plus assists over 30 and a half. Don't have a reason to talk you off. Ash, Ski, I'm new from South Africa, the motherland parlay coming at the end of the show. I like the name of that. Um, Appreciate you tuning in and look forward to your best bet at the end of the show. Much love, South Africa. That's awesome. All right, let's see. Let me try to find a couple more. Jam Rock says Duran Prof maybe a look. He played for the University of Memphis, even though it's away. Yeah, I'm not really. I mean, I'm not looking at Duran. I know we were cashing on Duran to start the year, but I haven't been following too closely lately, so I don't have a strong opinion. Dr. Shilly says 169 viewers and 8 likes. Ski about to start charging Monday through. Ski about to start charging rent soon. That's what they're saying. Hey man, it helps me out if you can hit the like button. I'll say that right now. Absolutely. Guys saying they missed that crew. It was a great crew. They missed Finn. I do as well. Right now, it's classic story time. All right, let's keep moving. Next game up, we will go to 569, 570. It's going to be, I'm sorry, 567, 568. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Philadelphia and Washington. This game opened up Sixers minus 8.5. They're now 10-point favorite. Total open 237.5, and it is as high as 240 right now. Injury report for Brooklyn. I see Clown. I'm sorry. For Philly, I'm all mixed up. I want to go to Brooklyn game so bad. For Philly, I see Milton game time decision, but he's likely to play here. For Washington, Davis, Poole, Shamit, all game time decision here. They'll be without Ryan Rollins and DeLon Wright. Um, Looking at this one, Wizards, another team that I have a really hard time backing, but they have started to cover some of these numbers lately. They've only won one of their last 12 games, that one being versus the only other team, or not the only team, but the other team who's absolutely, garbage that we just finished talking about, the Pistons. The Wizards so far are 1-5 as a home dog, but they are 4-2 ATS their last 6 games. Sixers, they're 4-1 as a road favorite so far this season, winning by an average of 10.2 points per game, right around the number that we're looking at today. And they've gone over 5 of their last 6 games. Looking at recent performance, last 5 game stats, Washington second in pace, Sixers 17th. I do think the Sixers, I don't think they'll mind an up-tempo game, especially when they know they can just score at will. This Wizards defense is bottom 3 the last 5 games, and Sixers top 10 offensive rated team in that same span. Like I trust the Wizards offense a lot more than the defense. Don't trust the defense at all. And if I am going to play the total, I would only look towards the over. And as far as the side, I feel like I go back and forth here. I feel like the number is pretty sharp at that 10. Uh, I wouldn't feel comfortable laying it here with Philly. It has gone over 4 of the last 5 meetings. I think I feel most comfortable here with either the over or Philly team total over. Philly's defense hasn't been the best either. Last 5 games, they're 19th compared to 28th for the Wizards. So some way, shape, or form, I would prefer over. That's what I'm trying to get to here. Don't think it'll be in my pocket, but that's how I'm looking as of right now. Let's take a look at the chat, see if they can find better ways to bet this game. Let's see. Booper, moving too fast. Yeah, I got to slow down. JB Brown is telling everybody to smash the like button. It is much appreciated. Thanks for shouting that out, JB. Luis says, "Give me the Wizards." Wham Bam says, "Slow down. I'm on the Sixers minus 10." JB Brown likes them specifically in the first half. I don't have a reason to talk to anybody, to prefer a first half or full game here for this game. Greg says, "F your story ski. I'm just here for your Laker comments. Lakers gonna win the chip." Hey man, I said the Lakers would win yesterday. We know how they are in those kind of games, those tournament games. That happened even though I didn't bet it. But I do like what I'm seeing from the Lakers. My comment on the Lakers for the near future is I think they're bet on. They've got their wings back. They're playing for a long period of time without them. And Bando and Rui make a hell of a lot of difference for what this Lakers team looks like. So my opinion for the Lakers in the near future. Chef Jeff opted over the 238.5. Dan also likes the over. Bryce thinks that Sixers team total over is a nice look. Says not sure if Philly will cover, but Washington can't guard at all. What up, Nets Bets? Nice call yesterday. You had the two favorites, and they both cashed. So nice work there. And he's reminding everybody to smash the like button. Much appreciated. Saturated says Embiid everything. He had 48 last time versus the Wizards. He's hit 30 plus in 8 of the last 9. Says Wizards give it up to the center position. Embiid points and Sixers minus 9.5. If you scared, go to church, says Saturated. So he's saying that with his chest out. Saying Embiid gonna have some success here. I'll put a star or an asterisk next to Embiid's name. He's hit 8 of the last 9, 30 plus. I'll write that. I think that's a good call out. Just to know, it makes sense. Not a whole lot of rim protection, not a whole lot of people stopping and beating the paint tonight. I can definitely understand that look. Tariq says, "Who knows if Embiid will be in or not? He tends to pop up on the injury report last minute." Also, a good point. I think the Sixers can win without him regardless. Well, if he's out, might even I still would like the over. Maybe you'll get a discount, but we'll see what his status is. Justin also looking at the over here. Brian likes Philly specifically on the first quarter and first half. Big Snizzle, what up, brother? Also reminding everybody to hit the like button. Appreciate you 100%. We have a Harris over PRA, 24 and a half. And, versus Wizards defense, it's hard for me to talk anybody off of points from anybody on the Sixers team. I'm going to be honest. Timothy says, what's changed? Philly going to spank them again. And C-Mac says, perfect bounce back for the Sixers, -10. A lot of Sixers love here. I feel like it's warranted. This I agree with 100%. X Snizzle. Just perfect, likes Embiid, 37 and a half points plus assists, not rebounds. I think that's a solid look. People have been looking at his assists all season at that 5.5 number, and we just got numbers that he kills his Wizards team 30 plus 8 of the last 9. So I think that's a solid prop. Munaf also liking Embiid over 31 and a half points and Sixers team total over. So he is agreeing with that team total look. All right, we'll keep it moving here. We do have a lot more games. I think we have even 8 more games. Damn, we got a lot more games. We got to move a little bit faster than this. So we'll keep going. Next game up will be 569, 570. Brooklyn at Atlanta. This game opened up Hawks -4, -3.5 or -4 right now. Total opened up 238.5 and looking like 244 as a consensus. For the injury report, let me hit the refresh here. Clowney and Whitehead game time. Simmons and Lonnie Walker out. Atlanta, they have Jalen Johnson, Kobe, and Muhammad all out once again. And these teams did play not too long ago. I think it was November. It was like right before Thanksgiving, and it was an overtime game. Game was like 180 something points, 190 points, something like that. And the Nets ended up winning by a bucket, by 2. Um, I have a hard time wanting to go against the Nets here, and I feel like not that I necessarily care too much, but I do think this is one of those games. If you do care, that everybody's going to be betting the Nets because it makes sense. I mean, last 5 game stats, they're top 10 in all the categories I care about: offensive rating, defensive rating, rebound percentage. They are 13-4 against the spread this season as long as they have rest. They've covered 5 of their last 6 games, with one of those games being versus Atlanta. Atlanta, they're just money burner right now. 1-8 ATS their last 9 games. They're 0-5 as a home favorite so far this season. They're not winning games that they're supposed to by margin. Why would we trust Atlanta here? All they're doing is burning money. It seems really easy to go and take the Nets, and it's the only way I can look. I don't see a whole lot of reasons to go otherwise. Besides what, revenge? I think the Nets plus um, only way for me to look in this game. Let's see what you guys think in the chat. Luis like this game over the total, and I would agree. I mean, Hawks have went over 7 of their 8 home games. Nets have went over 6 of their last 9. They are a little bit healthier right now. I mean, they got Cam Thomas back too. Cam Johnson, like I feel like they got some guys who can go score some points for them. So Atlanta, whenever they're on the dock, you really, especially at home, looking towards the over. I will write that on my short list if it's not already, and it is not. So Hawks, Nets, over. The market has already pushed it up 6 points, but I do think it's the right direction. Justin says Nets +4 is on his card. Nets bets got in on the over 242.5. Giving a lot of reasons here why he likes it, and says the last time they met, they had 262 in regulation. Even before overtime, they got well over the number. In Atlanta, last 7 games averaged 260 points. I like that stat there. Good stuff from Nets Bets. Says don't be scared of the high number. It is not high enough. I don't know if Ben Simmons is ever coming back. I hope he does. Hope he does. Limitless One J says he's flying with the Hawks. Brooklyn, another super public play. And I knew some people would look at it like that. I get it. I mean, it makes too much sense to take the Nets. And right now, everything that makes too much sense lately is going the opposite way. So I understand it. Titan says Teddy Covers called out the Nets. What do you mean by called out? Called out like they're a good bet, or called out like he doesn't like them? What do you mean he called out? Bryce agrees. Brooklyn's looked good lately. C-Mac also liking the Nets. Brian says fade Atlanta. Dan Kelly with a good point. This situation where every team playing has lots of rest at this point in the season is a first. The results could be freaky. I agree. I kind of want to think about it like almost like when they come back from All Star break. That's kind of how I'm thinking about it. But we never know what we're gonna get because we haven't seen it this early in the season before. So that's absolutely a good point. Chef Jeff likes Cam Johnson and Bridges over 2.5 threes. Saturated looking at Bridges specifically in the first quarter over 7.5 points. Trey under his points. Say Nets doing pretty good at holding down that point guard position. VC3, appreciate you. Says hit that like button. You know the vibes. Definitely helps out the show. Appreciate you. Um, yes, Brandon Cook. I bet a team total yesterday, and I did not win. Saturated likes Cam Thomas over 18.5 points. Can't talk you off that look versus Atlanta defense. Bryce Miller says first quarter over is 59.5. Says on this card, both teams top 7 in first quarter scoring. Both teams rested. I think that's a good look. I looked at Atlanta first quarter scoring before that game, I think, versus Boston. Didn't quite get there. I think I got hooked. But 59.5. I think they averaged like, let me go look. I can look at it really quick just to put numbers to what we're saying. Scoring, first quarter points per game. Hawks are number 4 at 31. Brooklyn is number 7, 29.8. So put them together. I mean, it's not counting what they're allowing, but I know Atlanta gives up points too. To get you over the 59.5. So I definitely understand the thought process there. Mino says, remember when we were cashing on Simmons rebounds plus assists early in the season? The good old days. Absolutely. Um, let's see. Chef Jeff, you're looking at, or maybe you're looking at the wrong game, I believe there. Justin likes Nets team total over. Says most likely will get there. My guy Atachi coming in with some trends. Here we go. This season, when two teams play within 2 weeks, the total went over in the first game, and this total was higher than the first game. Home team is 6-11 ATS. The over is 12-5. That would support playing this game up and over the total. Appreciate you sharing that. And this is a season trend. So far this year, about 70%, I think that is to the over. And Dante says Hawks defensive rating in the first quarter is dead last. So another reason to maybe look at first quarter over. I'll mark it on my short list. I'll take another look at it. And we'll see if I can get there at the end of the day. Tyler Wynn also likes Cam Thomas points. Brian says he cashed on LeBron over 26.5 points last night. Says, thank you. I didn't take it. I know I talked about it, but I'm glad you cashed it. And P Pen also liking Cam Thomas PRA over 22.5. So good stuff there. Let's move on. We'll go next game. 571, 572. San Antonio Spurs heading into Minnesota. Opened up Minnesota minus 11.5. They're now 12.5 consensus favorite. Total opened up 224, as high as 231 right now. Injury report. Don't see anybody on there for the Spurs at all. For the Wolves, Anthony Edwards' game time decision. They'll be without same three guys: Clark, McDaniels, McLaughlin. And for me, It's hard for me to understand why this total is going up. If you guys can think of why this total is steadily increasing, I would really like to know. I get that the Spurs play up tempo, not the greatest defensive team, but a little bit of the opposite from the Wolves, right? And if they're the home team, they're the better team, shouldn't we expect them to control the pace and dictate the style of play? That's more of how I think. Um, Wolves number 3 defensive rated team last 5 games. Spurs bottom 10 offensive rated team, and Minnesota 19th in pace. Minnesota at home, they just been a different monster. Especially, that's just where they really bring the defense. They're allowing opponents 100 points per game on average at home. They've gone under 4 of their last 6 games. Have Minnesota as 5-2-1 as a home favorite. Spurs 3-6 as a road dog. Spurs versus really good competition, 55% team win team or better, 1-4-1 against the spread. And Spurs have only covered 4 of their last 14 games. So it's simple for me. I'm only looking towards Minnesota in this spot. I really want to bet on their defense more than anything whenever they're at home. So I'll look at the Spurs team total. Best number I see right now is there's 109 available at a couple shops. And they did play earlier, and it was when the Spurs were at home. Spurs scored 110. But like I said, Timberwolves defense ramps up, ratchets up, however you want to call it, when they're at the house. So I will be looking towards Spurs team total under. I think that's the best way to play this game. I wasn't in any rush to get there because, like I said, the market keeps pushing this game higher and higher. And I just do not understand why. So when I don't understand why, it does make me nervous. Like it makes me I want to understand why the market is moving against my thought. So let's see what you guys like. See if you guys have the same sentiments as me. Cyan says Wimby steals plus blocks. That's one we've heard consistently. Dr. Shilly says Spurs team total under with a lean, but it flew up from yesterday. Saturated. What do we call this game? The French Revolution. Munoz thinks the Wolves can drop 130, and I mean, I'm in agreement. That's why I don't want to bet the full game under. I don't want to trust the Spurs defense for any part of this under. That's all I can say. At all, not trusting them. Brian says T Wolves all day at home, 7-1-2 ATS. Maybe 7-2-1. I think that might be what it is. Tariq likes the Spurs specifically in the first half. Why specifically the first half here? Let me know. Hooper sharing some second half stats. Wolves at home. Second half unders are 10-0. Speaks to how good that defense is, especially, after making adjustments at halftime. Gilbert looking toward Cat on his points plus rebounds over. Saturated asking about that team total over for the Spurs. I mean, that's the way I'm looking. Limitless 1J says Spurs also lost 14 in a row now. Did I overlook that? Have they really lost 14 in a row as well? Damn. Competing with the Pistons there, huh? Just double checking. And I did. They've lost 14 games in a row. Not a team I really want in my pocket. I mean, this they gotta lose by margin, but just don't like a whole lot of what I'm seeing from them. Boofer says again, Spurs second half fade. First Minnesota second half is fire, straight up and against the spread. So we know how Boofer will be looking to play this game at the half. Saturated asking, how does Gobert not have 30 rebounds? Spurs are a bottom 10 rebounding team the last 5 games, and don't want to talk you off. Sorry, my voice is going, so let me get a little bit of water here. All right, my bad, you guys. Got to keep my voice here. Talking a lot for the last 40 minutes. Let's keep it going. Taji says maybe the total is moving up because they expect Ant to play. I mean, it will move up some because of Ant, but is he worth 6, 7 points to the total? I mean, why is the spread not moving? I mean, I get it. Ant is worth to the offense, but maybe that is the reason. Swiss Horton says, Ski, do you offer SDQL modeling consultation calls? I'm getting to the point where I like to explore that in my sports betting journey. I am not the greatest at SDQL, but I do know some stuff and I'm more than willing to help out. Do I offer consultation calls? That's not something that I do, but I'm still always trying to find more ways. And as the season goes on, I will implement more things for the members here. The members for the channel, want something like this where we go on and maybe once a week or something, and we discuss some of these queries or trends or whatever this is. Let me know, and I'll be open to doing that. Cons Clips says Ski the best bet of the day. He has to get back to work. He likes Scotty Barnes over his rebounds. Appreciate you sharing that Raptors line is on the move to 4.5 right now. Appreciate you guys. Lit Picks says primetime Wimby over 19.5 points. He was on them versus the Wolves last time they faced, and he thinks he cooked them again. That could be a nice call out. Tyler likes that look on over rebounds for Gobert. Red Fox Vlog says, thank you for the show, Ski. Really appreciate your work. I appreciate you guys too. And thank you for showing up and being a part of it. I appreciate you guys 100%. Doesn't go unnoticed when I see stuff like this because it takes a lot of work for me to do this show and cap these games and bring the information. Even if, even if my whatever one bet doesn't win, like I've been cold lately, I try my best to share as much information as I can on every single game so you guys can make decisions accordingly. So I appreciate that, Red Fox Vlogs. Saturated reminding us that, hey, and it's not just a scorer, he can defend too. So keep that in mind. Gilbert. Oh man. All right. I think that's it for this game. I think that's it for that one. So if I'm playing, it's Spurs team total over, or I'm staying off the game. I can understand if you want to get the Wolves team total over, but it's not my favorite look on the game. I prefer to bet on the Wolves defense. And Bryce says would definitely be in for those members SDQL sessions. All right. Well, we'll brainstorm and when is a good time? How about that? Members, let me know what do you think would be the best time for that? Because I would need you guys to be in there with me to ask the questions, or maybe you guys can shoot me the questions on a post and I can make a video of it. We'll figure it out, but we can start to implement that for our members so we can all continue to learn. When you stop learning, you stop winning. So always down for learning. Next game up, or helping people learn. Next game up, 573, 574, Miami Heat, Toronto Raptors. They just said this game is on the move. And let's take a look here. Open -2.5 for the Raptors. I'm seeing -4 pretty much everywhere. Total open 214, and we're looking at 219 as a consensus. So Miami, Adebayo's out, RJ Hampton out, Tyler Hero, and Highsmith all out. A lot missing for this Heat team. The Raptors, they just continue to be without Koloko. And last 5 game stats say that he'd have been the better offense. He'd have been the better rebounding team. Say that the Raptors have been the better defense. But I can't trust this Heat team how they're looking right now. They've won 2 of their last 7 games. No Bam. That means what? We're going to be seeing Brian and some other guys who I really don't trust at the center position for that Miami team. Miami has covered one of the last 6. Or I'm sorry, Miami is 1-4 straight up last 5 games. They're 2-5 straight up the last 7 versus the Raptors. 1-6 ATS in that same span. So Raptors have kind of owned them lately. I think the Raptors are just I trust them more because of the health wise more than anything. But at the same time, I don't know how much I want to let go. I think they win the game. Yes, I do. But I probably will not have Raptors in my pocket. A lot of calls for Scotty Barnes over his rebounds. I know that's been a wagon for everybody. So I don't want to talk you off of that there. But I'm pretty certain this is a game I will not be involved with. I think there's more ways, better ways to get paid. But let's see if the chat likes it. We spend a lot of time on, good about these games. We can take a little bit less on one we don't feel as strongly about. Saturated asking why are they hiding Jaime Jr.'s props? Um, they're not trying to pay out everything, man. They were hiding out another prop we are looking for the other day. They be scared sometimes, and I mean, everybody is nobody left on the injury report, so I feel like he should be listed. Don't have an answer. And they're saying they would like that at nighttime. Let's see. Let me go back down. Danielle says Toronto at home plays different. For S likes the Raptors in the first quarter. What up, Vinny? And I think we can keep it moving. We can keep it moving for this game. Not a lot of strong opinions here. So next game up, we'll go 575, 576. Charlotte Hornets at the Chicago Bulls. Opened up Bulls minus 4.5. Not much movement there. Total open 219.5. And we're looking at 220. Caruso, game time decision along with Torrey Craig for the Bulls here. Caruso, probable though. Levine, probably going to be out until they trade him. And then for the flip side, Mark Williams' game time decision here. I think he had a back contusion or something like that. LaMelo will be out, Cody Martin out, Frank Ntilikina out. So I feel a couple different ways. For one, I just don't think the Bulls are a team I want to lay with right now. Um, really in general, but they have started to play better since Levine has been out of the lineup. Like you got guys who actually want to play there. So I do think they have that going for them, and they've been a better defense in this out of these two teams the last 5 games. But they're 2-5 as a home favorite. I would not be laying with Chicago Bulls. I don't view them as that kind of a team. Hornets, I don't love them without LaMelo, but I trust them more offensively right now than the Bulls. And my bad here. I just I would rather take whoever's catching the points out of both of these teams. I think the total is a little bit more intriguing than anything in this game. Like we view the Hornets as a team that usually plays up tempo, not a whole lot of defense. If we look at last 5 game stats for both of these teams, both bottom 5 defensive rated teams in that span. Bulls, however, dead last in pace, um, but they've gone over 5 straight. I feel like if you were to look at how much the Hornets score and give up, so pretty much the difference or margin or whatever you're going to call it, and the Bulls, how much they score and give up, really more so the Hornets. Like, why is this total so low? Like, I feel like it's low for a Hornets game, and I think that's because there's no Lamelo. It's because the Bulls play slow. It just, I don't know. The total's low, but both defenses suck. I guess I'm conflicted here. I can't get to the window. I look at it. Hornets are what 71 to the over on the road, gone over 12 of their last 16 games. Bulls are going over 5 straight. This one is kind of I gotta pass. Gotta pass. Don't feel strong. I'm trying to talk myself, one direction or the other, but doesn't make sense. I like this one here. Saturated says Kobe White over 17.5 points. I think he's been hitting this, since Levine has been sitting down. Maybe 3 out of the 4 games that Levine has sat down, something like that. But I do think Kobe White gets a boost without him on the court. So I like that look. And Saturated also liking Vooch PRA. Munaf also likes Kobe White over 18.5 points and over 3.5 3 pointers. Same thing I just said. They're playing differently without Levine. Also likes the Bulls team total over and full game over. Interesting. Pace not scaring you for this Bulls team, huh? I know both defenses have sucked, but pace worries me for this game. Rozier, another guy who I think is worth a play on without Lamelo in the lineup. Um, he's been pretty solid too. Maybe I'm mixing them up. It's either Rozier without Lamelo. 3 of the last 4 have I think he's at 22 or he's gone over or something. It's him or Kobe White. But I do think those are the 2 guys I prefer to play on in this game. For if you whichever one you choose for either team. Maurice asking if I still work at the post office. He says he's a carrier. I do not work at the post office anymore. Quit that job in quit that job in 2020, I believe. 2020. February of 2020, I quit and I moved to Vegas. Tariq says he agrees. Hornets +5 in the over. What up, Star Child? Reminding everybody to hit the like button. Appreciate that. JB Brown says Hornets have hit 108 in their last 4 or 5 games. Bulls gave up 108 in 5 straight. Maybe looking at the Hornets team total there. I got you. Says both teams are bottom 5 in defensive rating over the last 5 games. I hear you. Still, pace worries me. Defense doesn't. We'll see how it shakes out. Absolutely, it looks weird in this game, Star Child. And we can keep it moving here because not a game that we love. So we'll look elsewhere. We have 4 more games left on the slate, and we've been on here for quite a while. So let's try to get through it. It is 11 games today. I mean, what if I do 5 minutes a game plus the intro? That's an hour, and we do a little bit more than 5 minutes per game because we do talk it out together with the chat. So I think we're doing all right. 577, 578. But for some reason, whenever the show is over an hour, I get a whole lot of crybabies after in the comment section. The show is too long. I mean, we're sharing a lot of information is being shared in this time. I feel like it's good. So whatever. Forget what they say. 577, 578. OKC, Houston Rockets. Game opened up -1.5 for the Thunder. They're a 2-point favorite right now. Total opened up 226.5. Still 226.5 as a consensus. There are a few 227s around on the board. Injury report, I don't see anybody on there for OKC. For the Rockets, Landale, Oladipo, and Thompson all out. Eason is game time decision here. So for me, first thing that pops out to me is the total in this game. You look at both of these teams, the first thing that comes to mind is defense. It was maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that, where OKC just kind of the guys were talking about it in interviews, and I just seen them kind of flip a little bit of a switch on the defensive end. Last 5 game stats, they're still top 10 defensive rated team. So are the Houston Rockets. Both teams also top 10 defending the three on the season. So I like that from both of them. It's went under 6 of the last 8 meetings. However, OKC has went over 6 of their last 8 games, but the Rockets under 8 of their last 11. I just feel like this game is one with defense, and neither team really playing with pace. So I think it'll be a game that is, one possession at the end of it, that kind of a game. And I think we get a lot of defensive intensity. So I lean towards the under. Didn't bet it yet, but only way I would play it. And as far as the side is concerned, you have a Rockets team who's 5-1 as a home dog. And also, I didn't mention Rockets were 7-2 to the under at home. But Rockets have been covering, right? 10-2-2 against the spread. I have them their last 14 games. Same can be said for OKC. 8-2 or 8-1-1 against the spread their last 10. 8-2 as a favorite on the season. 3-1 as a road favorite on the season. I think if you like OKC, maybe you take them early. I know Wham shared some of those stats yesterday on the show. It was something like OKC 4-1 ATS last 5, and Houston 1-4 ATS last 5 first halves. But just looking at the margins for both of these teams, OKC plus 5.5 in the first half compared to plus 0.8 for Houston. So maybe a situation where you get in and get out with OKC and look towards the under on the full game. Let's take a look at the comment section. I think Brian is looking at the Thunder here. Boober says, I'm repeating the first 5 minutes 100 times to everybody that's late. That's why it's taking forever. I'm not a fan of repeating myself either. So maybe you're right, Boofer. Maybe I need to stop repeating myself. Justin says, don't entertain these people. Brian says, one possession, Thunder all day. JB Brown also likes the Thunder. Real DJ, appreciate you sharing. He likes the Rockets tonight. Also says Mavs in over 230. Appreciate you sharing that. Just Perfect says, have to take OKC money line at this price. Houston's been good too. Last 5 game stats, Houston's actually been the better defense and rebounding team. Saturated still rolling with the giddy under 18. Boomer says ski is too nice. That's why I got to be a jerk in the chat. I've heard that before. Ski is Mr. Nice Guy around here. Maybe I gotta cut it out a little bit, huh? VC3 also likes the Thunder full game. Or S likes Dort under his points as he's been struggling. And C-Mac thinks OKC is going to snap the Rockets' home streak. What up, Patty? Yes, let's get that money. If I'm getting it in this game, it will be with OKC and Houston under 226 and a half. Next game up, 579, 580. Utah heading into Dallas, opening up Mavs minus 8.5. They are a 11.5 point favorite right now. Total open 226. We're looking at 232 and a half. Injury report: Clarkson will be out. Marketing will be out. Kelly Olynyk will be out for this Utah Jazz team. For the Mavericks, Maxi Kleba out. Josh Green out. Grant Williams, game time decision. Looks like Kyrie has been made available to play. He was on the injury report this morning. But looking at both of these teams, well, how I feel about this one, you have a Dallas team who has covered what, two of their last 7 games. Dallas is 3-5 as a home favorite. You're asking them to come in here and win this game by large margin, by double digits. I just don't know how we can expect that for a team that, I mean, their offense hasn't even really been that great lately. Bottom five off, or 25th offensive rated team the last 5 games. Looks like their defense has picked up, but it's in general a team that I don't trust to get stops. If I can't trust you to get stops, how can I expect you to win by 12 plus? That's kind of how I think about it. This Utah Jazz team, they've been a lot better lately. Top five defensive rated team, top five rebounding team last 5 games. They've covered four out of those last 5 games because of those two things. Why can't they cover 11.5 points versus Mavs team here tonight? The only reason I would say is, yes, they're missing Clarkson, they're missing marketing, whole lot of scoring missing for this Utah side. That does give me a little bit of hesitation, a little bit of pause. Um, so maybe if I feel that way, Utah has went under 6 of their last 7 games. Second worst offensive rated team last 5. Third best defensive team playing at the second slowest pace. Mavs also bottom 5 in pace in that same span. Yeah, I think the under is the play here. The more I think about it, Mavs offense not clicking. Utah missing a lot of scores. Neither team playing with pace lately. It's went under 5 of the last 6 meetings, under 6 of the last 7 games for Utah. We're looking at right now 233 is the best number that I see at DraftKings. Why is this one gone up 7 points? Is it just because Kyrie's playing? It's not going up because they expect Utah to score. I guarantee you that. So I think I lean a little bit more towards the under than Utah missing their two main guys. So short list here: Utah Dallas under the 233. Let's take a look at what the chat likes in this one. So I still had that up there. Brian H says Luca prop should be a play tonight. Markel agrees, likes points plus rebounds for Luca. Nets bets coming in. He likes the Mavs -9. Got a good number there. Beat the market a little bit. Says faded Dallas last game. Gave him a 30 ain't no scare. Will carry that momentum plus anger and need a feel good win. They lost 3 of the last 4, but Luca and Kyrie been in and out. Utah missing top 2 scores. Um, says Utah 271 ATS on the road. He likes the Mavs to dominate tonight. That makes me nervous for an under. Absolutely makes me nervous. But only way I'm looking is under. I get what you're saying there, Nets bets, and it makes sense. We'll see how the side shakes out. Let's look at some more comments. Gilbert likes Kyrie points plus assists. Dan Kelly says Keontae George getting a chance to show out. Yeah, could look at his points plus assists. Something like that could be a way to play on him tonight. And here comes saturated. 25.5 points, rebounds, and assists, taking him over. Ash Meyer says Motherland Parlay coming with it right now. Cavs money line, Pistons +7, Wizards plus 15, Hawks money line, Hornets plus 10, Thunder money line. All right. From South Africa, I'm going to wish you luck, brother, and I appreciate you tuning in and appreciate you sharing. C-Max says, who's going to score for Utah? Mavs should cover. Gilbert thinks Mavs team total over. Don't think Utah's defense will hold up in this game. VC3 thinks the Mavs will actually play a little bit of defense here. Says the Mavs and the under. Justin's going to go with the team total for the Mavericks here. Munaf says Jazz allowed 120 plus points in 7 of last 8 road games. I mean, when's the last time they played a road game then? That's what I would like to know. Because I'm going to go look it up. Let's take a look at the Jazz here. They played at the Timberwolves, 101. They played at the Grizzlies. They allowed a 105. They did give up 121 to the Blazers on November 22nd. But their most recent road games, like if we're looking at recent performance, they played 2 road games, their last 5 games. They held those teams to an average of 103. So are we going to go back and, is this the same Jazz team right now as it was 3 weeks ago? That would be my question to you, Munaf. C-Mac likes lively props. Munaf says Wolves didn't have Edwards. I hear you. All I'm saying is lately Utah's been playing better defense. Even when Utah played the Pelicans, let me go to that game. They played the Pelicans. They defended them well. They were packing that paint because Pelicans couldn't shoot, and I like the game plan defensively from them. So I'm seeing good things from them on defense. I get that you're saying they're missing Ant in that game, but all of these games they've been playing lately, I'm seeing good defensive effort. So we'll see. I still lean towards the under. I'm not betting the Jazz, but not missing their 2 guys, but we'll see if I get there with the under. Next game up, we will go 581, 582. Blazers at Golden State. Game opened up Warriors minus 10.5. You're a 12.5 point favorite right now. Total open 224.5, up as high as 226.5. Injury report: Anthony Simons, along with DeAndre Ayton, game time decision, but Ayton looks more like doubtful. Jeremy Grant will also miss this game for the Blazers, and Wainwright out. For Golden State, Wiggins is game time decision, but likely here. Chris Paul, same can be said for him. They will be without Usman. They'll be without Gary Payton the second. So this one, man, this one I do have a feel, and well, I'm gonna just tell you guys straight up. Y'all might say I'm cutting up, and I haven't placed this bet yet, but it's just how I think about it. And you guys might actually like it because we've seen this plenty time and time again. Not that the Blazers have too many stars, but when the main player is out, you take that team. You've been cashing more tickets than not, right? You have Jeremy Grant out. You have Aiton doubtful here tonight. Golden State, they are 1-7 as a home favorite, and we're expecting them to win here by what? Over. I mean, you can get a 13 here. You're expecting them to win by almost a touchdown. Talking football numbers, when they've only covered 1 game as a home favorite. You look at who Golden State has on deck: OKC next up, and that's a double revenge game. They lost twice to OKC. So I think, it's a little bit of a look ahead to that. And I can't help but think, pops in my head. I forget when he said it. It might have been last season or the season before, but I've heard Draymond say this, and I know it to be true. Him specifically, he said it's hard to get up for the bad teams. I'll just say it like that, quote unquote. Or it's not a direct quote, but that's pretty much what he's saying. He said it in, harsher words than that. But he says it's hard to get up for these bad teams. Like it's easy to get up when you're facing LeBron, you're facing Giannis. He said those are the games I live for. He said like when you're facing OKC and Sacramento at that time, both of those teams were trash. When you're facing the garbage of the league, he says it's hard to get up for these teams. So why, with everybody sitting out for Portland, or not sitting out, but you know what I'm saying, uh, Grant out, Aiton doubtful, why would Golden State look at this game and really care? Especially when they have or when they have OKC next. So combination of those things, the Blazers are the second best defensive rated team the last 5 games. I lean towards the Blazers plus 13. No way in hell would I lay with Golden State. I'm not certain that I get there with Portland, but it's the only way I look. And I was trying to find every single way that I can to bet these Blazers. They've covered 4 of their last 5 games. Only way I can look. They've also gone under 4 of their last 5 games. I mean, if they are going to stay in this game, I think they do it with defense. But at the same time, if the Warriors don't care, most defense is played from their end. So I'm only looking at this game from Portland side of things. They're also number 2 on the season defending the three, and that's big when you're facing the Warriors. So Portland plus 13, lean that way, and we'll see if I can get to the window there. Let's get back to some of these comments. I say Blazers. I'm leaning Blazers plus 13. I instantly lose 20 viewers. They say Blazers. Oh hell no! What is this guy talking about? But it's the only way that I can look in this game. Gilbert likes Clay over 3.5 threes. Brian says Portland couldn't keep Utah under the last game, so there's no way to keep Golden State under this. Munaf says Warriors hell no at home. I'm in agreement. BC says the same thing there. Gilbert reminding everybody that this Blazers team beat the Cavs on the road. Boofer says, I just realized you bookmarked the games down below, and people could complain about the show being too long. Just shut up and like the show already. Appreciate you, Boofer. If you guys could hit that like button, definitely helps out the show. Saturated likes Clay over 18.5 points, hitting 7 straight. Wiggins under 14.5 points. Says Blazers give up the least points to the small forward position. And yeah, Clay got in a little bit of a groove lately. I did play his point prop one of these past games, and it did cash for me there. Can't talk you off of going back to play again. Um, Gold 44 says, years back, this is the show to keep you around. Winners. Cheers. Appreciate you, Gold. Um, Jonathan says, this ain't your dad's Warriors team. And Jamrock says, yeah, Dre said that on his podcast about not being able to get up for these poor teams. Dan Kelly says, sounds like Portland money line is the play. That's a nice juicy price. You can get there to the window and that cashes. Eric Garcia says signs point to the under for me in this game. Little to no motivation from the Warriors and the Blazers just being ass. I would agree with the thought process towards the under. Um, I would agree with that for sure. Let me take a look at a couple more comments here. Showtime says it's too many points. Blazers have been covering these big spreads lately. Showtime likes the better center play without Aiden. Not a big Aiden fan, and I'm not the biggest Aiden guy either. So I hear you there. Limitless says he could see a backdoor cover in this game. Markel says Blazers first half. He put that in already. It's a late night sleepy spot. Says that he likes it. I do think Warriors could definitely sleepwalk through this game. Anthony's asking about Warriors team total. If I was playing that, it would definitely be the under. Let's see what number you get. 119.5 is what you're looking at here. So that is definitely interesting. I mean, if I like the Blazers, I like them to win with defense, right? I'm surprised the market is pushing this game up as far as the totals movement. But Warrior team total under is intriguing. Star Child is disagreeing, leaning towards the over. Brian giving a shout out to the chat and the show. Says both are great. We should go live during games. At some point, I'm going to start to do it. It's just, for one, it's a lot of work. A lot of times, by the time the games come on, I'm barely grabbing some food and eating for the first time, and all kind of stuff like that. But I'm gonna get to it once, maybe after New Year's. I'm not gonna lie. Right now, with everything coming up with the holidays, it's probably not the best time to go live. But 2024, I think we can start to make that consistent. Even if we don't do it every day, I know I asked you guys, a lot of people said they would like it. We can start to do it at least like a day out of the week, or on the big games that we really care about. Playoff time, we for sure can go live, and we can talk out and sweat those games and live bet those games, because those games are going to be ones I'm not missing a second. So we will get to live betting some games in the near future, Brian. What up, James? C-Mac with a good point here. Says Portland covered the last few games, but Grant was a big reason why. Appreciate you, Justin, shouting me out. Appreciate the kind words there. 100%. Saturated, he says Ski only goes live for the Fortnite games. I've played Fortnite once. I don't play that game. I don't touch no Fortnite. I don't even like Warzone because it's just like Fortnite. So you can kill the Fortnite. You can talk about video games because I have been playing a little bit, but definitely not Fortnite. Tariq likes Blazers plus 13. Greg, yeah, that has been a lot of the reason too. He says he's faded on tequila pineapples by then. We work hard, we play hard, we do all our work in the morning. Then by the time the games are coming on, I am drinking a tequila and pineapple. So that is also a reason. And I like to watch the games at the casino a lot of the time too. That's another reason. I won't be at the casino every single time, and I won't be drinking every single day. I haven't been really drinking lately, so we'll see if we can turn that around. And Greg says by the end of the night games is water time. Greg has been here to hang out with me in person. He knows how it goes watching these games. So shout out to you, Greg. Hope all is well on your end. All right. Last game. We finally made it. Last game for today's slate. 583, 584. Denver Nuggets, LA Clippers. Opened up Clippers -1. Pretty much won everywhere. Total open 223 and a half. And we're seeing it as high as 228 and a half. I'm not really seeing any total steam to the under today. All these totals with this rest, every total has moved up. Not one total has moved, well, yeah, not one total has moved down. I think that's interesting. I don't recall the last time I've seen that. Every total trending up. They think that more rest is going to mean better offense, not a whole lot of defense. Just a thought from after we got to the last game, I just realized, market is moving one way on everything. So it might be something to look at. Like Dan Kelly said earlier, it's the first time that these teams have this much rest this early in the season. So it could be different than things we're used to seeing. Injury report. Jamal Murray is game time decision, but he's likely to play. Aaron Gordon, also game time, but very likely to play. Ken Carr, can't remember the last time he played. Clippers, Boston, Plumlee, both out. I would lean towards the under here. I feel like going back to last year, Clippers were an under team at home. But so far at home, I have them as 6-1-2 to the under. They've gone under 8 of their last 11 games. Nuggets are 7-4-1 to the under on the road, but they have gone over 4 of their last 5 games. And I do think that is because, you get point guard play back, et cetera, contributes to more points, better offense for this Nuggets team. So it was just a lean more so on just how the Clippers have been playing. Neither team playing with pace here, but honestly, I think both offenses have been playing a little bit better than the defenses lately. So ultimately, I think this is a game I will pass. Probably a good game to watch, but just don't have a strong feel. So I don't want to tell you guys anything. So I'll look at the chat. Chat has been great. We know it's a lot of great information there. Let's see if anybody has some stuff for Clippers and Nuggets. Brian likes Denver. Phil me is asking if it's a Clipper spot. I don't think it's a spot for either team, really, specifically. Showtime is taking the Clippers -1. Renoir says fade the Clippers all season. Tariq says he can't bet the Clippers, rather have Denver. Bob says, Ski, you have a great show and appreciate all you do for us. Thank you for the kind words. Appreciate you too, Bob. Thanks for watching and I appreciate that comment. Let's see. Gilbert saying Reggie Jackson way over. He did go crazy last time. So, revenge game versus old team. Can we see it again? We'll see tonight. Razor says public betting under on 2 totals, Golden State game and Bulls game. Every total has gone up, like you said, including those 2 heavy public bets. So I know which way Razor's looking there. Maybe I'll stay off of that total in the Golden State game. I'll let you have it. And I'll stay off of that total in the Bulls game too. I'll let you have both of them, Razor. You got it, brother. I'm staying out the way. Bryce says, do you recommend doing multiple player props in one game, or do you like to keep it to one because of blowout risk? I bet props if I feel like I have an edge in it. There's a blowout risk whether you bet 1 prop or 2. So I don't think it matters. Like I'm thinking it out as I'm reading the question. I don't think it matters. If you're betting the prop, you feel like you have an edge. And if you bet 1 prop, there's already a blowout factor. So I don't think it matters, brother. Saturated likes Westbrook over 5.5 rebounds. I think that's a solid play. Maybe even rebounds plus assists for him. Limitless says double revenge for the Clippers here, but do we trust him? Lit Pick says he likes Paul George over 22.5 points. Says this is a revenge spot for the Clippers, and Paul should want to seek a vengeance for that 2 for 13 with 6-point performance in their last meeting. Good call there. And Razor says he's not on him. He's just saying, hey, say the word, man. I'm not standing in the way with these games today. I feel like this is one of those days where it can go, the other way for sure. Bryce says this line smells, makes me lean Clippers. Brian appreciates the show. Thank you for that, Brian. Appreciate you watching. Saturated like Zubac on the double-double. Says he just had one last game versus the Nuggets. Thinks he'll do it again. Jamrock Kick says Westbrook rebounds been a cashing, but not his assist. So leave the assist out is what he says. JU Beat says, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't it a few weeks ago when every team was on rest election day and the next day was a big slate and many got burnt on player props? It's still different than this. Every team has at least 3 days rest here. They didn't play on Sunday. Monday was a tournament game. Tuesday was a tournament game. It's not just 1 day rest, it's 3 days. And got so many games every single day. I don't really even remember when election day was. So can't answer this question. Dante, I think sharing a trend, says teams playing within a 10-day span. First game went under. The total jumped 10 points, 8-2 to the over. Appreciate you sharing that. So we've gotten through every game here for today. I have a lot of stuff on my short list right now. And a lot of stuff on my short list. And a couple I feel stronger on than others. So while I think about that, I placed one bet today too. You guys probably know what the one bet I placed so far is, but I want to do just like we did yesterday. I'm going to write some of these down, but I want to know while I consider and while I check these lines, what are you guys' best bets for the show? I did call out some from yesterday. There were a lot of good ones. I got to lean down and pick this up, but we had Saturated with a winner, Justin with a winner, Tim with the winner, Lit Picks, Raven Ron. Everybody, a lot of people giving out winners for the best bet segment. We always talk about how much of the show is the chat and how great the chat is. Let's look at some of these best bets for today from everybody. And let me answer this also before I really get to that best bet segment. I keep getting people asking me about this. Why is this a question? Why do people keep asking me if I got beef with J Money or me and J Money don't talk anymore? Why? Because I don't do a show every day with him, or what? What is Word on the street. What is going on? Why am I supposed to have beef with J Money? I have no beef with J Money. I love J Money. He's my brother, and I wish him nothing but success. I don't know why I keep getting that as a question. All right, best bet time. Let me get my list here to mark down. You guys' best bets, and then I got my short list here for my best bet as well. So let's get to it. Gave you guys some time to drop them in the chat. Bryce Miller likes the first quarter over 59.5 ATL. I like that one. That one does sound good to me. Justin, he cashed his yesterday. We're gonna go with West Virginia +4. Appreciate you sharing as well. Boofer says best bet is Blazers dunk on Draymond. Then he picked the smallest guy on Portland to show he's still tough. And Jonathan says he's asking because more shows last year. It's just how it goes. I had a lot of shows with a lot of different people last year that I'm not on with right now. Doesn't mean I got beef with them or don't like them. I mean, I didn't put this up, so I should have put it up. Best bet. Couple more, or not a couple more. Let's look at what you guys are sharing. Saturated likes Embiid over 30.5. 30.5 points. Saturated. Boofer says streets talking. BC3 likes Magic money line, Pistons money line. That's easy. BC3, Detroit, and Orlando money lines. All right. Let's take a look at a couple more. Yeah, Dr. Shilly. I'm beefing with Al Horford right now. That's what I'm beefing with. That pitiful ass performance. Caleb likes Wake Forest. Wake Forest is 3.5. Caleb. I do remember Mel sharing this hockey play. Mel likes Eichel. I do know that name. Over 3.5 shots on goal. Lit picks. Definitely got to shout him out. He cashed yesterday. Paul George over 22.5. PG over 22.5. Lit picks. Hey, I love what we have going here, man. And this is what makes the show different than a lot of other shows. This is what makes the show better. This is what makes the show good. All of us putting our knowledge together to beat the books. A lot of sharp people in here. Hornets team total over from JB Brown at 108. And I do remember him giving reasoning for that too. So interesting to see that it's your best bet. Let's get to a couple more. Dr. Shilly likes Houston first half. And that's going to be Cougars. I'm with you on that. You know that's in my pocket. It's a lot of best bets coming in here. We got a couple more. I'm gonna mark down and then I'm gonna get to mine. Let's see. Saturated. We already gave one, but he likes Bridges first quarter too. Timothy and Tim had a winner, I believe. I think this is the same Tim. I didn't write the last name down, but we had Tim with the winner on Nurkic under 11.5 points yesterday. So we're gonna go Garland. He likes unders. I think this is the same Tim. Garland under 20.5 points from Tim. Bryce, college basketball likes Detroit Mercy. What's the spread there? He likes him on the money line. All right. And Dante likes the Nets. So I got pretty much as many as I can mark down right now. Got almost a page full of these best bets here. So now it's time for my best bet for the show. And Dom, we're not going with this because the party guy trend, when they're playing the Knights again, it's only 4-4. Not that much of an edge. So if you take out the games where they're playing the Knights again, you have 34-8. So we're gonna pass on that tonight. I have made one bet so far today, and I did share it with you guys. It's the Houston Cougars minus 16.5 in the first half. But I do think there are more bets to be had. We already knew that was going to be a bet. So I'm gonna narrow down right here in front of you guys. My two that I'm contemplating right now is going to be for the show. Spurs team total under and Portland plus 13. The more I think about it, I like those quite a bit. There's other bets that I like here, but I think the best bet for the show, I am comfortable. And let me just double look at this, see if I wanted to wait to get the best of the number because it was going against me. But 109 looks like 109 is the best number you get. Wolves allow an average of 100 points per game at home. And just quick glance here. Get back to that one more time. They allow 100 points per game at home. Third best defensive rated team in the last 5 games, going up against the 23rd ranked offense. So we'll expect them to hold the Spurs down, and that'll be the best bet. If you don't want to rock with that, you know what else I played so far. Doesn't mean it'll be all I play, but that's what we're rocking with for the show. Under 109 team total for the Spurs. Like I always say, show is absolutely nothing without the chat. You guys make the show what it is. And I always will let you guys know how much I appreciate you. If you guys enjoy the show, hit the like button as that does help me out. All of my work is at Wager Talk. You guys know that. I forgot to promote. Best of luck if you tell. Good luck, everybody, on all your action. I will catch you guys again with Mr. Vino tomorrow. Peace.